Imagine a world where you suddenly started seeing a small number of immortals mixed in with the rest of society. It is a pretty cool concept, right? Would these new immortals be revered as gods and become the leaders of society? Would they take on tasks far too dangerous for mortal men? Or would we just get immortal terrorists versus the police? That last one is pretty much the premise behind the story I'm reviewing today. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Ajin. The plot of Ajin can pretty much be summarized like this. History lesson on the appearance of immortals. They're called Ajin. Ow! Oh my god, I'm immortal! Wait, the police are after me? Here, I can help. Run away! Time to ditch my friend. Hey, other immortals, are you evil? No. Okay, let's give you to some scientists to torture then. Hey, we rescued you. Are you evil now? Still no. Oh well, we'll bring terror to the world without you. Oh, and of course, lastly, being immortal lets me control anorexic mummies. Hooray! Yep, that pretty much covers everything. For those who didn't follow all that, all you need to know is that a small portion of the human population has randomly become immortal. One of these immortals is our protagonist, who doesn't really do all that much, and another is the main villain, who likes to play games, which usually involve a lot of people dying and explosions. To be honest, when I started writing the script, I couldn't remember any of the character names, so I thought I'd actually just introduce them as I remembered them. Mr. Surly Sociopath, our main character, Psychopath Smiles, our main villain, Smart Government Employee with sidekick and tragic backstories, Stupid Government Employees 1 through 5, Random Other Immortals 1 through 5, and Mr. Nice Guys 1 and 2. I can't really say I cared for any of the characters in this series since they're not all that well developed outside of flashbacks, but they serve their role in the story well enough. This story didn't seem to have any idea of where it was going at first. Characters were introduced, then did almost nothing. The direction of the plot kept changing, and nothing of great substance actually happened. Then, the author seemed to figure out exactly what he wanted, and we got a battle of wits and might between immortal terrorists and the Japanese authorities, which I have to say is pretty darn entertaining. The one great strength of this story is how each of these contests are laid out. Each side has a detailed plan, with measures and countermeasures for their opponent's abilities, and a great deal of effort is put in place in obtaining information on their opponents. Then the action starts and you get something that could easily compare to the best scenes of a spy flick. The rest of the story, though, is less impressive. The characters are unremarkable or annoying, the background of the world is threadbare at best, and the series takes itself far too seriously. A series can make up for a lack of a strong plot if it's both awesome and funny. This one, however, lacks any humor or moments of levity, which would have been a nice change in pace on occasion. There's nothing wrong with having a dark story, but you do need to have some amount of contrast for the darkest moments of the story to have their full impact on the reader. Ajin is really just a one-trick pony. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, as it does the whole clash of masterminds and rebel versus authority thing pretty darn well. And if you're into that, you should read this story. Otherwise though, I really don't think it's worth taking a look at. If you've already read Ajin or are looking for something similar, I would recommend both Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul. These are two other stories with beings that look like they're human, but are much more powerful and don't necessarily get along all that well with immortal authorities. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review. Thanks for listening. Cheers!